So you're looking for the best method of cardio to take your performance and your body composition goals to the next level. Let's talk about HIIT. What are its benefits? Are you doing it right? And the best ways to implement it into your program. What's going on, YouTube? It's Coach Bridges with Bridges Performance Training. I'm a strict performance specialist here to help the everyday athlete get better one day, one rep at a time. Before we hop to it, go ahead and drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. Leave your questions in the comments below so I can answer them in the future. And as always, if you find this content valuable, share it with a friend who's looking to take their program to the next level. High intensity interval training, better known as HIIT. Simply put, HIIT is a period of high intensity, all out max effort exercise followed by a predetermined rest period. Keep in mind that the key to this is being at a high intensity. So your intensity needs to be 90% or above in order for it to be considered high intensity. What is 90% of your effort? Let's look at it on a scale of 1 to 10. 9 means that you are almost at the top. You're like, I'm pushing it as hard as I can. And 10 is, oh my gosh, I need to stop. I can't hold this for any longer. You're looking at bouts of between 10 and 30 seconds, and for some up to 1 minute. Anything beyond this is probably not high intensity, but high interval or high volume interval training. And that's a little bit different that we're gonna get into in another video. So high intensity interval training, we're looking at the max effort that we can do for 10 seconds to 30 seconds up to 1 minute. You should be putting HIIT into your program if you have a body composition goal, an athletic goal, a health goal, and you are generally healthy without any injuries to your joints and or overuse injuries to your tissues. If you are looking to increase your sports performance or your athletic performance, whether you are now a next level competitive athlete or you are a master's athlete, meaning you are above the age of 30 plus and you are still competing in your weekend events, then you can still implement HIIT according to your sports energy demands. So let's look at the benefits of HIIT. First and foremost, I'm looking at the fact that it's going to help you increase your lean muscle mass. It's going to help you improve your cardiovascular conditioning and function. It's going to, 3, increase your metabolism. It's going to stoke the metabolic fire where you're going to burn more calories during exercise and after exercise. And 4, depending on what your nutrition looks like, if you implement HIIT protocol properly over the course of 2 to 4 weeks, 2 times per week, you can actually start to see results from this compared to other forms of cardio. So how do you implement HIIT into your program? Let's first look at the mode of which you're going to be exercising. 1, you can move your body through space through sprinting, running, any type of form that you are comfortable with doing, whether that be on a treadmill, a self-propelled treadmill, or outside. You can use a stationary cardio equipment such as a bike, stair stepper, air assault bike, or a rower. You can do resistance training, a combination of compound movements that engage the entire body, or you can do a combination of these things where you go from machine to resistance and back again for a certain time period interval. What's the proper interval for HIIT training? And this is where a lot of people stumble and get things wrong. Again, if you are doing HIIT for longer than a minute, it's probably not high intensity. That's just now high volume. And I usually like to stand closer to the 10-second to 30-second range when I'm implementing HIIT into any type of program. First, we have the 1-to-1 ratio. So let's say you sprint for a minute, rest for a minute, sprint for a minute, rest for a minute for the amount of intervals or amount of rounds that you would like to perform. Then we have the 1-to-4 interval. So let's say, for instance, you sprint for 15 seconds and rest for a minute. Sprint for 15 seconds, rest for a minute. Then we have 1-to-10. Sprint 6 seconds, rest for a minute. Sprint 6 seconds, rest for a minute. And you can play around with your intervals in between these all the way up to 1-to-10. And I'm sure you will be able to see a positive effect out of any of these inside your program. If you have a heart rate monitor that goes around the chest, even some that go around the arm or the watch, the watches that they have out there, these will be more effective than timing because what we're really trying to do is bring our heart rate to a place where we can't get it in long, slow, steady state, and hold it there for X amount of time to get us to work, and then get full recovery before we start again. So if you have a heart rate monitor, you can actually do this heart rate based, and your rest intervals may vary. They will vary as you go through the workout itself, and as you progress through your program, it's going to do one of these as far as your work to rest ratios. Now, if you're performing HIIT right, you probably don't want to do it more than twice a week. Depending on what phase I'm programming for my clients or for myself, I put it in twice per week, and this allows me to still be able to have enough energy and enough strength and less soreness to be able to complete my resistance training days. So if you're surrounding your HIIT days, your cardio days with resistance training days, twice a week max is probably all you want to do. If HIIT is the only form of exercise that you don't do any type of other compound lifts or sports performance on the field or on the court, then you can go 3 times, maybe 4 times a week if you're doing it safely and you're doing it proper protocol. But not least, and probably the most important, you do not want to do fasted cardio. Fasted cardio is not optimal for you for burning fat and burning calories, especially if you're a woman, because it does not allow you to utilize your primary fuel source, which is fat. So if you want to put HIIT into your workouts, you want to go in with about 90 to 100 calories about an hour before your workout. Primarily, you would like it to be protein, because protein has shown that it is more likely to help you stoke the metabolic fire during your workout so that you can tap into your fat stores and burn more calories. So that's that on implementing HIIT into your program. I hope I covered all the bases for you to understand so that you can do it yourself. If not, and you're looking to take your program to the next level, go ahead and drop it in the comments or reach out to me on IG at Mr. Bridges to get part of my everyday athlete program or my custom training program, where I build a program that's just for you based on your time, your schedule, and your ability level. As always, outwork the you from yesterday and put pressure on you from tomorrow so you can look back and see how far you come. Get better one day, one rep at a time.